know
Charlie,
that
did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into?
This is one of those things where it's like, he is such a aggro, like, trad guy that it's like an own. But in most circumstances, like, who gives a shit? How
Is
many
that why
people...
he dresses like a magician?
Yeah, of course. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
The more you dress like a magician, the more you dress like a libertarian magician, you know, they're not, most people are not invested in that at all. Okay. They're invested in this. This is what they want to see. Holy, this lesbian absolutely bodied tradcon Andrew Wilson for marrying a woman with 3 baby daddies. Damn, I didn't know that till now. What a poser, Lamau. I don't think I've ever seen a man this triggered my life. That's it. That's the you lick sniz line from this loser. Not only lives in my mind permanently, but I think I'm not alone in feeling like this was an incredible moment of weakness. I mean, we all know this guy's a loser, okay? If you have made a career as like a 50-year-old man, constantly yelling at like teenagers, you know, 19-year-old OnlyFans girls to say that they're whores and sluts and whatnot, you are the most pathetic worm-like loser on the planet. Okay. And the moment that you encounter, I assume people are saying she's a lesbian. I guess that's the case. Someone who is a competent communicator, not to say that like 19-year-olds are not capable of being competent communicators, but oftentimes they're like a little worried about how they're presenting themselves in a format like this. But the moment that you have someone like this go back against you and just say, hey, she's bi. Okay. They use they, them pronouns. Okay. Well, regardless, they just absolutely, they just like push back a little bit and all this person just falls apart. It's just a house of cards. Look at this.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great.
This guy used to go by Big Papa online. This is one of those things where it's like you don't see them as kids because you also goon and went to a brothel. Yeah, because they're kids, you don't see them as kids because you also goon and went to a brothel. That's insane. That's an insane statement. Okay, I'm a 34-year-old man. Okay, I do not goon to teenagers. You pathetic loser. The reason why you feel that way is because you have a outdated perspective on sex work and refuse to see the nuance in my conversation. And instead of entertaining the nuance and maybe even thinking about it a little bit further, because I'm not someone that actually turns around and says that this is an institution or an industry that has no downsides whatsoever, but you have to immediately project as a 20-month subscriber. Okay. What a time to just be tuning in to the stream. I know this is like the weirdos. Okay, I'm a girl. Okay, well, you're a weirdo. You can be a girl and also be a weirdo. Project how? Oh my God. Oh, you're a girl. My bad, dude. My mistake. Oh shit. Believe all women, you. Yeah, exactly. How are your longtime subs like this? It's normal. This is the one issue that many progressive people have take issue with. Like they just don't understand that you can have a different perspective on this matter and not instantly assume that someone who is pro-sex work in any capacity, it's a filter. Remember when I talked about filters, like unnuanced thinking being a filter? This is one of those things where people have like very hardline positions on issues like this, and they can't like think about it normal. They just immediately, they insta-lock in their minds. They go, oh, dude, this is like every version of what you are describing, I am going to say is not realizing that that actually undermines this like severe crime. And unironically, being pro-sex work, not to the same degree as like whatever you associate me with, okay? But like being pro-sex work is first and foremost in defense of sex workers, okay? It is all of the anti-sex work mentality that actually makes this this entire space less safe for the people that engage in this. Okay, that's it. Drug policy is also pretty bad in progressive circles. I know. I haven't broached the subject matter. I thought the same sex work. No, certainly not. Especially not in this day and age. I feel like we just like there's a pendulum when it comes to social issues, right? There's a pendulum when it comes to social issues. And I think it's swung far too much on the progressive side as well, where people were talking about like, you know, doing kinks in public or whatever. And I think the next generation developed a shit ton of stigma because of that reason. So then it swung back into the puritanical side. And the irony, of course, of the puritanical position is that I think Americans are way, like, and Westerners in general are way more open-minded towards the puritanical approach. Yeah. The porn brain swing, exactly. And I think a lot of people don't realize that this actually erodes critical thinking in this kind of situation. And the more they're predisposed to the puritanical attitude on this, or take a reactionary approach on this issue, the more they are open-minded to other reactionary positions as well, which is why, like, that pipeline will oftentimes extend from sex work to, in many instances, like people talking about how porn destroyed their brain and made them gay, or porn destroyed their brain and hypnotized them into being trans, or, or they take on more and more inherently reactionary or inherently misogynistic positions across the board. This isn't to say that, like, the industry is devoid of any sort of problems. Of course, there is, like, a shit ton of issues. There are a shit ton of issues in sex work, just like there's a shit ton of issues in every industry. And of course, the component of sex makes it even more severe. But people just automatically will turn around and be like, yeah, you want people to beat, and that's what you're signing on. That's what you're signing off on, all this stuff. Ironically enough, that conversation being unnuanced is quite literally a big aspect of how, quite literally a major aspect as to how this industry gets less safe. It's not surprising that regressive culture affected some young people. Yes.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe. And I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think, honestly, you're too stupid to understand them.
So, Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth.
You lick sniz. What an own. Kaya, place. Just throw that over there. Yeah, that must have struck a nerve, because he thinks he ulted, but it's pretty funny that his ult is that. Like, that's a devastatingly bad ult, in my opinion. I was saying, like, I'm using this as an example of, like, the type of debate that I think Americans actually do want to watch.
Oh no, I caught a bit of it before.
Yeah,
coming
do
in.
want to watch and do want to hear, as opposed to Dana Loesch versus Alan Dershowitz, which is a low bar to begin with. Here, I'm going to run this back again. You want to hear the incredible counter that this loser has here? Let's take a look.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you lick sniz.
You lick sniz.
Look at his face, bro. Look at his face. Like, he thinks he really hit that. He thinks he really hit that hard. You lick sniz. What a loser this guy is. Jesus Christ.
Or religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby daddies?
oh, I'm sorry, Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to...
show your hatred against...
Do the women that you try to...
that they shouldn't,
you know, Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family?
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family into...
This is one of those things where it's like, he is such a aggro, like, trad guy that it's like an own. But in most circumstances, like, who gives a shit?
Is that why he dresses like a magician?
Yeah, of course. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
The more you dress like a magician, the more you dress like a libertarian magician, the cooler you are in this crowd, in this space.
I mean, he looks like
you like sniz.
It's like the friend whose parents like never ever made him dress up for anything. Like, goes to like your bar mitzvah and like that's like formal.
Yeah, I'm Ezra Klein, and I think the Whatever podcast is doing politics the right way. You like sniz.
You like sniz.
Oh, wow. It's awesome. This chatter keeps saying, y'all are, what is this? y'all are literally porn brained. LMFAO. And then their big counter was, y'all are literally porn brained. LMFAO. This chat, by the way, LMAO. And then their incredible counter is a Twitter meme. Left wing destroyed, honestly. Yeah. Thank you, chatter. You did it. You destroyed.
Who is the magician? Is he like a comedian or something?
I don't know what I think his previous username was Big Papa or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, Big Papa Fascist.
I did see that this has like a gazillion views. So
yeah,
I'm,
and even the moderator, who's also another one of these losers, is, even he liked that because he loves the controversy.
I do like the cut to the react to him, like, oh, like,
yeah. But yeah, Charlie is a streamer as well. Enemy Charlie is their name.
I'm sorry to point back.
What is this? To clarify, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm not a lesbian. I'm bisexual. I am also detransitioned 10-ish years ago. IDing as either female to male or as a trans mass lesbian. I just mentioned having an ex-girlfriend during my debate with Wilson, and I guess he latched onto that. Posting this because I don't want to steal lesbian thunder, Lamau, though to be fair, I feel like labels are dumb, and I've historically been so all over the place. It's nothing to me at this point. By the way, how is this unexpected for him? How does he not have a better comeback than that? Because he has a baby brain, and he's not exactly he's not exactly the most intelligent guy. Obviously, you can't be an intelligent person. He's a debate coach. Oh my God.
What? Of like kids?
I don't know. I saw another. They're not a fan of yours, allegedly, for your information, but I think they probably just haven't actually heard any of your real opinions, Lamau. I mean, I don't know. But my point is, these dipshits, like, in order to be a debate coach, they're like, I mean, all of this is a grift, okay? All of this is a grift. The entire thing is just about yelling at women and getting a bunch of insecure young men, and perhaps even sadder than insecure young men, insecure older men who have the mentality of insecure young men to feel more secure about their position in society by trying to shit on women. It is all, okay, it all stems from vulnerability and a lack of confidence. There is a major crisis in confidence in young men and older men as well. And I think that is where a lot of these problems arise, okay? Most of these dudes have audiences of young men and older men that have that same insecurities that they've never actually worked on from their teenage years, and it causes them to be super vulnerable and seek out people that will tell them like, no, you're not the problem. The problem is like women are bitches. And it's ironic because like the real reason why a lot of young men, and I would say virtually all young men at some point experience this, especially if they don't have like positive role models, will find themselves looking for answers, right? They find themselves looking for answers about like how to talk to women, for example, how to present yourself, how to carry yourself. And it's very alluring to see guys, maybe not like him, but at least like Andrew Tate or all these other people that are like constantly around women, right? Like, and they start to think like, oh, well, this guy gets it. He figured something out. He's constantly surrounded by sexy babes and fast cars and whatever the fuck, right? They don't realize that this is just like a crafted persona of a bunch of people that have carefully manufactured this identity online and are actively trying to make up for their own personal shortcomings that they recognize. And it gets far worse than this. I think the bottom of the well is like that clavicular kid and the black pill side, because TikTok has basically normalized a shit ton of things that used to be relegated to the darkest corners of the internet, like the black pill subreddits and whatnot, the looks maxing community that I think is unimaginably damaging, right? But you know, the starting point for many younger men in general is just trying to understand, trying to navigate the treacherous waters of interpersonal communication and developing relationships with women. and then they slowly but surely get preyed upon by people like this, who then tell them that the best, most successful thing to do, the best possible thing to do if you want to approach women is to just like shit on them non-fucking stop. Okay, that's the way to do it. Just shit on them all the time, and call them bitches, and then they will want to be with you. Great, very successful.
Like,
you try
convince
to
them that they shouldn't.
You know,
like,
Charlie,
pursue
did I bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
stupid.
family being stupid, Charlie?
could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because
Yeah, everyone got that. Everyone got that from this interaction, from this brief interaction.
you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people
Okay.
on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing with.
Look at his notepad. Hold on. Go back to that. He definitely has some, as somebody who does this in like lectures or whatever, he has some like crazy doodles going.
I can't see from over
Well,
here.
you got to play it because it's like
Let's
You
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck,
I definitely
let's
felt
go
that-
through
yeah,
it.
You are not-
Yeah.
What
Like,
is that?
Yeah, what is that?
What are
What
these
is he? Is he
doodles?
just like?
What are you doodling over
Yeah,
there?
thank you. I knew I wasn't imagining things. What is he doing?
Yeah.
If you have gray hair and you're doing that, what's up?
Ay. Pikachu. Yeah, he doodled Pikachu. He was doodling Sniz, drawing a pair of tits.
Yeah, he's doing the Big Lebowski. Drawing.
I love tits. Name a trout, fried him. Yeah, at this point, he just gets like destroyed by anyone that is unafraid to speak on a podium like this. If they're like remotely confident,
Well, any situation where he's like not able to like
control
like,
the conversation.
yeah, or like saw somebody in half, or I don't know, like pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Parker get a job. Counter argument last time. What is this? Oh yeah, this was the other one that I saw as well. This was another viral moment, right? Like his inability to open a fucking jar. God, this stuff is so pathetic too. Like it just doesn't. You know what's funny? This shit doesn't mean anything, but it means everything to these fucking morons. Okay? That's what it is. Andrew Wilson not being able to open a jar after being a misogynistic pig and trying to make fun of Nema for not being able to open it is actually the funniest shit. Like, if he was just like a competent person or a confident person, then his inability to open that jar would not be as severe, right? Because he's the one who's placed a lot of value and a lot of emphasis on, one, not marrying a woman that has 3 different baby mamas, right? Like, that's the reason why it actually hits hard. That's the reason why it fucking hits hard. Normal people don't give a shit about that, right? And the same goes for not being able to open a pickle jar. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm a pretty brolic dude. Is sometimes you can't open a jar. It is what it is, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. But he thinks it's the biggest fucking deal.
Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it
Oh,
right
man.
side up.
Oh.
You
so
can
it
do
doesn't
it. You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro, I can't do it. Here.
This is so
I do this seems
unpleasant.
a little immature. No.
Oh wow.
For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's
This
just
is only
it's
wear
a little-
black
See,
shirts.
it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole
Oh
time.
my
Oh,
god.
your hand greased it. Your hand greased it. You fucking loser. God damn it, dude. I can't believe that there is like any audience for this shit. It blows my mind. I'm glad that there's like more people now dunking on these fucking clowns. But for the longest time, they had this like tight-knit environment where they could basically control all of the discourse. So they would just like have women that they could belittle and yell over. Not to disparage the women that would go on this podcast in general.
No, but I mean, I remember
like-
this. I definitely remember this as like a genre before. Like it felt like where it's like edits of like like some Sneeko style guy screaming at a woman like, "You do sex? Where you gonna talk to me about this when you a whore? Like you're a whore, or whatever." Like it's, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Same guy who chirped at that girl when they went on there and apologized to you for going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's that one clip because they know I've often talked about how women shouldn't go on these podcasts. And I think there was a HasanAbi head that went on it and on the podcast, like apologized to me for going on it. And then he lost his fucking mind. But yeah,
Fine,
let's
here,
watch
high
this
five.
and
It
then we'll see the
literally-
rest of it.
It's like, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
No,
good,
it
good.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Oh, I think
goodness,
I forget
Andrew!
what he
If
was
you can't
drawing.
open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
olive
That guy
jar.
was
If you're so
laptop
strong,
is
you
the
should
S
open
sticker.
it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
Does anyone have that other clip of him
Grab me a paper
Fucking
towel.
freaking
loser,
out?
dude. You stupid loser.
Freaking out at the girl?
Hate this.
Oh, so I can dry the top of it off.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I need to dry it.
It's just like, you also know the worst part is the top did become greasy because he made it greasy.
Yeah, I know.
He looks greasy.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, it's this attitude where it's like, oh, you're the greasy one. You're the girl. You're a greasy girl.
Stupid girl.
Yeah. He's not used to handling things that are wet. That's funny. Yeah. Someone else opened it for him seconds later too. Oh, that's awesome. You can see him try to wipe his hands before he tries. He knows he's greasy. Do you have does anyone have that other, I like that why you're not mad at cops 2 clip? Does anyone have that other, the other clip where, is this it? Okay. You guys are just sending me fucking people trying to open
Just
jars.
people
That's not what I'm looking for. God damn. All right, whatever. We're moving on from this shit. Y'all are fucking washed. Okay. This community is washed. We can't even find clips anymore. The hive mind is no longer hiving as it used to. But